You have carried a silence inside you for so long that you almost mistook it for emptiness. But what you are feeling now, the pulse beneath the ribs, the ache you can't quite name, is not confusion. It's memory awakening, not the kind written in books or passed down in neat stories, but the kind that lives in bone and breath, the kind they tried to bury beneath history, doctrine, and distraction. The truth is, something ancient in you has always been waiting for its moment to rise, and that moment has already begun. There are pieces of yourself you were taught to distrust, the intuition that whispered before logic could speak, the visions that came in dreams, the inner voice you silenced because the world told you it was nonsense. You were conditioned to believe that what you couldn't prove must not be real, that the unseen is imaginary, that the sacred is something you must search for outside yourself. But memory doesn't disappear just because it's been exiled. It curls up in the corners of your soul, patient as breath, and when the time is right, it stirs. Many of us were born into a world built on forgetting. They told you that the divine was somewhere distant, that wisdom came through hierarchy, that truth had to be authorized before it was trusted. They erased the body's knowing. They shamed the feminine currents of intuition, stillness, receptivity, darkness, depth. They severed you from the part of yourself that could not be controlled. And yet, even as entire civilizations shifted to maintain that forgetting, something in you would not go silent. You felt it in dreams that feel older than your name, in flashes of déjà vu that taste like prophecy, in the magnetic pull toward mysteries you were never taught but somehow recognize. You may not have had language for it, but the signs have always been there. The way your heart beats differently when you hear truth disguised as story. The way your skin rises when someone speaks a name the world abandoned. The way your soul aches when you sense the sacred in places others overlook. There are memories older than your lifetime, moving through you, memories that belong not just to your spirit, but to your lineage, your people, your blood. You are not just remembering for yourself. You are remembering on behalf of all who came before you and all who will rise after. What you feel stirring now is not random awakening. It is remembrance. And remembrance is defiance against every system that tried to convince you that you were small, lost, or separate from the source. Maybe you've noticed the call in strange ways, sudden emotion with no clear trigger, a longing that doesn't point to any one thing, a grief you can't explain, a hunger for something you can't name. These are not problems to fix. They are signals. Your soul is rerouting you back to what you knew before you were told to forget. If you're listening to this, you didn't stumble here. You were magnetized. There is a reason you resonate with what others call myth, with names like Sophia, Inanna, Magdalene, Lilith, Isis. There is a reason ancient symbols feel familiar even if you never studied them. Your soul carries memory that institutions could not destroy. They could bury, distort, rename, and rewrite, but they could not erase the pulse of the mother that lives in the body of creation itself. And she has begun to move through you again. If this message stirs something ancient in your soul, subscribe, because the next wave of remembrance is already forming, and you're not supposed to navigate it alone. There is a soundlessness that rises before truth returns. You may feel it as restlessness, as a question you can't quite form, as a shift in how you see the world around you. Old beliefs feel too small. Old roles begin to fall apart. Old versions of yourself no longer fit. This is not you losing yourself. This is you shedding the identities that were placed on you to keep you contained. Every time you feel the urge to withdraw, to listen inward, to walk away from noise, you are answering the memory they tried to silence. Do not underestimate the quiet power of what's moving through you. Remembrance doesn't always arrive like lightning. Sometimes it comes like a slow tide reclaiming a shore that was always its own. You don't have to force it, define it, or explain it to anyone. Your body remembers how to hold it. Your blood remembers its song. Your spirit remembers the map, and life itself is rearranging to bring that map into form. The more you soften into your own inner resonance, the more clearly you begin to hear what was always there, the voice of the sacred speaking in your own cadence. There will be moments when you feel undone by the intensity of it. That is natural. When memory returns, anything built on forgetting begins to fall away. Relationships shift. Desires change. You may grieve versions of yourself that once kept you safe but now feel too small to contain who you are becoming. But you are not breaking. You are reassembling according to a deeper design. You are not awakening for the first time. You are reawakening from a sleep that was never meant to last. And you are not alone in it. Across the world, across timelines, across bloodlines, millions of souls are stirring with the same ancient rhythm, the same inner signal, the same rising hum beneath the noise. Some feel it as a call to create, others as a call to rest, to return to the body, to speak truths that once felt dangerous, to remember the names of the ones erased. These awakenings may look different on the surface, but at their core, they are the same song. The memory they erased is reorganizing itself through human hearts. The world may not understand this version of you. That's because you're not here to fit back into what was. You're here to remember what comes next. Every time you choose inner truth over outer approval, the old spell weakens. Every time you trust what rises in your body before seeking validation, the amnesia fractures. Every time you honor the voice within you instead of the noise around you, another layer of forgetting dissolves. So breathe with it. Trust the pull. Follow the thread inside you that feels both unfamiliar and entirely your own. You don't have to know exactly where it leads. Your remembering is not linear, it is spiral. The same truths will return in new forms, not because you are lost, but because you are deepening. And the deeper you go, the more clearly you begin to sense what was always true. You were never empty. You were never lost. You were only waiting for the part of you that remembers to speak again. And it is speaking now. It speaks through the dreams that rattle you awake, through the chills that rise when something resonates, through the tears that come without warning, through the words you didn't know you carried until you said them out loud. It speaks through silence, through sensation, through subtle knowing. It speaks in a tongue older than language, and yet you understand it without translation. The forgotten light in you is remembering. Don't turn away now.